Welcome to the Automation Unplugged podcast, the podcast for technology professionals, featuring leading industry personalities. I'm your host, Ron Callis.
Let's get started.
Hello there. Ron Callis here. Welcome to another episode of Automation Unplugged. Today's episode, like all of our episodes, is brought to you by my day job at One Firefly. I hope today's show, I hope you're doing well. Summer is now over. Don't shed a tear. We had a great summer. I'm here in Florida. We didn't have any bad storms this year. We're very thankful. Knock on wood. Hopefully we managed to make it through the rest of the fall without any storms. But school is back in session. Your kids, my kid is back in school now. I know he's super excited. Well, sort of super excited. I know parents are super excited that the kids are back in school. And this show is going to be dropping after CEDIA. So I'm hopeful that maybe we got a chance to meet at the show. So if you were out in Denver, hopefully you stopped by the One Firefly booth and the Amplify People booth. And or maybe you sat in one of the classes. But regardless, thank you for tuning in. And/or if you are listening, maybe I'm in your earbuds and you're on your morning walk or on your drive to the job site. Appreciate you tuning in. Got a great show, great interview for you today. This is longtime industry friend and peer. I've known this fella for many years, actually since the OG days of Firefly Design Group, many years ago. So we'll probably reminisce a little bit about that, about the origin of Firefly and the origin of his business. But let me go ahead and get him introduced. This is Andres Klein. He is the Chief Marketing Officer, one of the leaders and founders there at Maxicon out of Miami, Florida. So let's go ahead and bring in Andres and let's get him introduced. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Ron. Thank you for having me in this amazing program.
Oh man, I am pumped and excited, as you know, because I've wanted to have you on the show for years. And we made it happen. We got our schedules aligned and you were available and I was available. So we're doing this. So thank you for making it happen.
Thank you.
And I want to congratulate you and your team on just all of your success, man. You guys continue to push the boundaries and grow and do innovative things. It's been really impressive to watch.
We work hard, having fun.
Man, if you're not having
formula.
fun, it makes it a lot harder, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
All right. So for folks that don't know you or know the business, please tell us about your role in the business and tell us a little bit about Maxicon.
So as a marketing officer, marketing manager at Maxicon, I'm in charge of implementing all of our strategies to bring new leads, to maintain our existing partners and clients, and to help the sales team in anything they need in order to be better and to provide a better experience to our clients. Maxicon is been in business for 20 years. This year we're 20 years. We started with 2 people, and now we're 62 here in Miami. We also opened an office in Madrid, Spain. So we have Maxicon Spain in Madrid, starting this year, and growing and learning. And this is actually something that we've been doing for years, and we've been very blessed for that.
All right, I'm going to put your website on the screen for folks that want to check that out. Let me try to get technology to behave here. I'll switch to this view. And as I navigate your website, share with us, what are the types of projects that you do? What are normal projects? What's a small project? What's a big project? Kind of help us understand the landscape.
So Miami has evolved a lot in the last 2 decades. We specialize in single home projects on the residential side. Our average value of the homes that we're working goes normally from 10 million to 25 million dollars. So very expensive homes.
Now in
Very
Miami, is
expensive.
that a big house? Is that a small house? What is 10 million to
No,
25 million? What's the size of those homes just for some of our listeners around the world?
it can be as small as 10,000 square feet, and it can be as big as 30,000 square feet, and a lot of land and a lot of outdoor space to play with outdoor living technology. So we work with very modern designs. You know, most of our architects and designers that we work with are very minimalistic. So we have a lot of fun in integrating technology with them, and in these particular homes. In our commercial projects, we also have a pro division. We specialize in house of worship. We've been working with a magnificent company called Walter Story Design Group that designs private recording studios, and we're having a lot of influx, you know, in that area as well.
That's amazing. I see you guys. I'm just navigating your website. I see you guys are acoustics resellers. That's I love that brand. It's such a great sounding product. Not
It's
that I should show any favorites or anything, but it's just such great gear.
it's very unique, very unique, specifically for music halls. I mean, there's just an amazing technology.
That's interesting. What are the trends you're seeing out of curiosity in Miami in terms of I'll just say I'll back up here, make it about your business first. When you founded the business, were you guys mostly residential?
We
And
were
you've migrated into commercial, or how has that transition and what does that split look like today?
we were 100% residential. And we started doing commercial probably about 6 years. We since we started working with Walter Stork Design Group, which is an amazing acoustic architecture company. They needed a partner to take care of the private recording studios executed here in the Miami area, and we were a great partner for them, and that got us into the commercial world. Today,
Interesting.
probably 20% commercial and 80% residential.
Okay. And take me through the leadership of the company. I know you have partners,
Right.
great guys. I've spent time with them as well. How many owners of Maxicon are there, and how do you guys divide your roles in the way you run the company?
So we're blessed to be three partners. That allows us flexibility to be able to spend more time with our families. And well, initially, we founded Maxicon with my partner Sammy Naierman, who's one of my closest friends from school. The reason why we're here in this industry started with him. I was
Okay.
born in Venezuela, and in our school, Sammy and I were known as the technology guys. We were 14 years old. My mother and my father gave me a webcam, a camera, and we started filming. And we had this amazing content, doing animations, and people really liked the content that we were creating. And we decided that we wanted to create a private TV channel for the school. And we went to the headmaster of the school, and he was crazy enough to say, "Go ahead, guys, create this channel," which is today, it still actually works in the school where we grew up. And with that, Sammy and I will be taking care of the lighting and the theater musicals in our school. We'll be taking care of the music in our school. We took care of a lot of the content produced, in that private
So
TV
you were like
channel
the
for the school.
theater AV team or the theater production team at your high school?
Absolutely, that's exactly what it was. That was the inspiration. That was the connection. And crazy enough, almost 40, almost between 30 to 40 years after that, we have 62 employees with that inspiration.
That's crazy. And who's the third partner?
Our third partner came a little bit later. His name is Ilan Weinstein. Sammy is an engineer. I studied social communications. So we had the sales, the marketing, and we had, the engineering, but we needed, a business mind who can give structure to the company and get, and grow it. And Ilan, which happened to be also part of the same school that we grew up in Venezuela. He was our counselor in our camps.
No way.
Yeah. We
Okay.
know each other for more than 48 years, all three of us. And Ilan became the CEO of the company. Sammy is the chief engineer officer of the company, and I take care of the marketing and sales department in the company. And with that mix, we got vision, strategy, and operations all together.
That sounds like a perfect blend. That I'm curious. Do you credit that distribution of skill sets, the fact that you all clearly have your lane, it sounds like, of kind of what you're good at? Is that
Uh,
what you think's been a contributor to your success? I mean, you guys are one of the more successful firms in the country.
Absolutely, there's no doubt. Sammy and I, we injected the passion initially. We were inspired for years, but we needed structure, and we needed a business mind. And the fact that Ilan came on board as our CEO made a huge difference. The fact that I was able to concentrate in sales made a huge difference. The fact that Sammy is being able to take care and handle and direct the engineering team. Everybody's doing what, first of all, they love to do, and second, what we're good at it.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Now, I'm ultimately going to ask you to go back and tell me the whole story, because I want to carry it from Venezuela to the present. But I'm going to ask you to shortcut it. Only I'm going to jump to something that sounds like just happened, which is you guys just launched a new, I guess, division, or you acquired a business, but now you have a location in Madrid, Spain.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So we come from Latin America. For us to our clients here in Miami that come from Latin America have started, probably about a decade ago to also look for other places in Europe. Spain obviously is it's a good place for somebody that is speaking Spanish. So we started to have clients that start to purchase property in Spain. They've been started to ask us if we can actually do their apartment there, and we don't do anything unless we have a partner local that can take care of those clients. It doesn't matter even if we do it here in the U.S. We will not do an installation unless there's somebody that we are close to them that can really take care of that client. And we met a company at that particular moment. We started our relationship at probably about we have 5 years of projects together in Spain and other parts of Europe. And we decided that with the infrastructure that we have here, the knowledge that we have here in the US, the relationships that we have with vendors, we can scale that business. And that's exactly what we're doing. It felt very natural to have a Spanish team and a Miami team sharing resources on the engineering side, sharing resources on the marketing side, and pushing what they do best, which is execute.
That's super cool. I've got a long list of topics that I know folks tuned in are going to want to know about what you guys are doing. So maybe some of the secrets of your success. But before we get into all of that, tell us the backstory. Where do you come from, Andres? Like, sounds like high school was the beginning. You already tipped us off. High school was the beginning of maybe some of that love for audio and video and theater. But fill in the blanks from then till the present.
Well, we, Sammy and I, through our school, we were dedicated to anything audiovisual in the school. I studied social communications. Sammy studied engineering. I started working
Did you end up going to the same college, like post
no,
school?
no.
So
We went to
different universities.
different universities. But we always, we always share our lives together because we both study part of our lives in Venezuela, in Caracas. Um, Sammy started working for Procter and Gamble. I started to working for Saatchi and Saatchi, which is a big advertising agency. And we got bored. I met in Venezuela, who was going to be my wife. She was actually living in Miami. For a Venezuelan to come in and out from to Miami was very natural. So I came here. Sammy also came here to Miami, and we're both trying to find work, and nothing was actually clicking. We look at each other and said, but this is something, there's an interesting opportunity here for us to do what we liked. We didn't know how to begin. So my mother at that particular time was heading Sensormatic Latin America, which is a big technology security company. So we got attracted with IP cameras. This is 2000. 2000, we were using Axis cameras, and Sammy is creating the first NVR programming out of Linux. We had a website called myremotecam.com. We were no plugging anything. We were, our clients were able to watch their businesses remotely. And one day we go to a Cydia show, because there was actually some of the surveillance vendors that we were using, and we come into a booth, called Crestron, and we see a lot of black boxes, and we're kind of actually scratching our heads, what do those black boxes actually do?
What year would that have been?
This was probably 2002, 2003.
I was working that Cydia booth.
Right. Well, imagine the impact of us, of looking at smart technology at that time, and we dropped the security business. We went to a bar, started drinking, thinking about a name for the company. We don't know if we came with the right name or not, but Maxicon stands for maximum control, and we were very lucky because we met an amazing industry leader from AMX, who was the rep at that particular moment. He for some reason we had a great connection, and he was our teacher for probably 6 months. Sammy was a very fast learner for programming, and we started fixing all of the problems that other AMX dealers were having. And quickly enough, we started getting other lines and growing and loving what we were doing. Surveillance just became, a part of what we're doing, and then this is a story till today, and we're still looking, for new avenues of different areas where we think we have a purpose, and we can still, enjoy the technology part, so we can have a part in doing that.
Was it always linear growth, or were there some inflection points where you really, popped up in size or revenue? Or
Always,
down? Because, you also during that went through the Great Recession, you went through COVID, you went through some other
right.
periods there.
We never went down. We always either it was very difficult to grow. And I remember, the first one was going to from more than 1.5 million, and the second was for more than 3 million. And I have to say
Those were
that
ceilings, or those were points where you struggled to break through that revenue?
correct.
Interesting.
And the beautiful part of this industry is that we have a lot of friends. We cultivated a lot of friends from many places in the country, And we were able to tap into those brains of people that already went through those problems. And that interaction is what helped us actually grow, to understand and to provide ideas from a different perspective of where we were. And we applied those changes. We love to learn. We love to have feedback from other people, to have criticized even, from other people in the industry to make us better. And that's been the success of our growth, and making sure that we're building an amazing team. We have an amazing team of humans that we spend 60% of our lifetime, and we can say that we enjoy together. Those 62 souls that we share lives, it's our pleasure to do it. And when we feel that that's also a great part of our success.
There's no doubt in me hearing you say that one of the strengths you have is your ability to form networks, these open networks with business owners, operators across the country. You've learned from them, and they've helped expedite some of the problem solving that many business owners do on their own, or they do in isolation. How did it happen that you started to grow that network and you went as far as asking for help? It sounds like you and Sammy weren't afraid to ask for help.
We were not, and we've never been shy to share also our own information, our own business information. We believe that this is that if you're open about your problems to other business owners, there's a lot to share. And I have to say that we were very lucky to be to still be part of one of the largest purchasing groups, ProSource. And that the group of people that we started to talk to exchange information, that made the difference. That those connections, those friendships, it's not business connections, it's friendships, is what we cherish the most about the interactions, with those groups. And that more than the conversations and the talks, it's the possibility of sitting down with a business owners that they made something really, really great, sharing, I have this particular problem, in sales, what do you do? They made a success out of you. And it's I think we're very blessed in our industry that type of exchanges happen. And for us, we want to have friends. We want to have great employees, and we want to have great friends. This is what we cultivated.
I think that's great advice for anyone tuned in, is that there's so much power in your network and the ability to learn and benefit from others and to help others. I'm with you. I believe, giving, I'd rather give 10 times more than I ask or try to receive. And it's just a good way to operate. And it sounds like you guys follow the same. What sticks out in your mind, out of curiosity, Andres, in terms of maybe one of those ceilings you encountered, whether at 1.5 million or 3 million or 5 million? What led to the breakthrough of you managing to get to the other side? Do you recall? Yeah, because I know people right now are going to be leaning forward, listening to whatever you have to say. Right. Anything really stick out to you?
Well, it is natural that we want to be in control of every aspect of the business. We want to be the salesperson. We want to check, the installations. We want to make sure, that you have a relationship with your clients. And we were doing all these things, between each other. And we were not creating a structure that would allow us to concentrate in areas that needed our attention. And we were not paying attention to those particular areas. So in one particular point, the change was to put, an operations manager. At one point I was the marketing. I was a salesperson. I was doing operations and project management. So
were you doing any of them well?
No, impossible. impossible. And we, between my other two partners, we were killing each other because, how can you do something right if you're trying to do this many things? So it was scared to say, okay, I'm going to delegate, to learn how to delegate, something that you think you're the only one that can do it. So we started to learn how to put on the table all of our egos, all of our thinking that we're the only one that can do it in the company. And with that, we started putting together pieces and people, great people. We've been very blessed, to be a good a magnet for amazing people. And we're the first thing that we did was we didn't hire based on skills. The first thing that we look is actually character, personality. We want to make sure, that it's very attached to our values, and that has put, an amazing management team, an amazing operational team. And I tell you, in the past 20 years, if we had, probably 5 or 6 employees that came out of the company, some of them came back, to the company. To say that, it's just a blessing.
That's amazing. What does 2025, just out of curiosity, 2025, how has this year been for you guys? Has it been a down, a flat, an up year?
We're up.
You're up.
We're up.
There's a lot of
We're up
people in
this
the
year.
country that are having a tough year. That's the nature of the
Right.
question. Not everyone is up. So I'm just curious.
We're up, and I would say that the reason why we're trying to we're actually leaning upwards is because we discover EOS, which been another breakthrough, huge breakthrough.
Yes.
So from a 3-person unity of decision making people, now we are actually 7 people that are in the table, smart people, and we've had so much structure in every department that's been an amazing growth for us, and that's kind of why I think 2025 is looking better than it should be.
That's amazing. When did you start the EOS journey?
We had actually 1 year in July, so a little bit more than a year since
That's
we started the
amazing.
journey.
And sorry, I'm going to nerd out a little bit more. Are you guys self-implementing, or did you hire implementer to help?
Oh no, we hire an implementer to do it for us.
Now I
Absolutely.
got to know, who are you using? What's the business or the person that you're
His
using
name is
in Miami?
Gerardo, and his
Is he
name,
with
the company
Profit
name.
Recipe?
I'm sorry.
What's the organization he's with in Miami?
He's a Profit Recipe, correct? He's the
Oh,
owner, one of
Caesar.
the owners of Profit Recipe. Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
we use the same company.
Oh, interesting. Well, he's from Venezuela,
Yeah, he's from
so for us
yeah.
it was very natural,
Yeah.
and it's been an emotional and structural roller coaster for us. An experiment of being open and honest, like Gerardo says, to really deal and resolve problems have
Yeah.
been a breakthrough for us.
That's amazing. We at One Firefly started using Caesar's the owner of Profit Recipe. We started using their group in 2019.
Nice.
And I mean, I think 3x'd since we did that, through ups and downs and lots of trying periods.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you guys. It's an awesome opportunity to find a structure, a plan to kind of provide structure into a business. I know that's what I needed at One Firefly, and we're better for it. And it sounds like you're really enjoying a lot of the benefits of that as well. That's super cool. Awesome. All right. I want to rapid fire. I'm mindful you and I could talk about a lot of different things, but I want to zero in. First of all, you specifically take on this title of Chief Marketing Officer. And that role, you and I were talking before we pressed record. I was like, I don't know how many other chief marketing officers there are in all of, I'll just say North America, specifically on the residential side of audio video integration firms. I don't know how common that is. I think it's frankly pretty rare air. Although we were joking, people like Lee Travis and some other might have like
The
an
honorary
honorary title of
industry.
chief marketing officer. So I'm just curious, how did you land at that title and that responsibility versus chief revenue officer or some of the other sort of titles?
Well, in nature, I'm not a numbers person. I live more out of emotions and passion. I just love to find a way to attract a person to our business, to what we do, to educate, to explain, what we do, who we are. And for that, you need somebody with good communication skills. I think we all have actually great communication skills. But for me, it was actually natural. I'm coming, from the advertising agency world. Study social communications. Even at one particular point, I thought I was going to be a journalist. That's a different, story that didn't went well. But the fact that I'm dedicated to this, which I think we all talk about marketing all the time, but we really don't think, how we're going to connect with people. Is actually in our industry, particularly in our industry, we're not in the mass marketing business. We're in the business of making connections and relationships to nature, those relationships. And in our particular case, is to nature specifiers, interior designers, general contractors, architects, people that affect everything that our clients are building for them. And in order to do that, social media is extremely important. Email marketing is extremely important, but you need to find a way to really, I call it, being direct and connect in a better way, nature those relationships. And specifically, I think, in these years where maybe things are slowing down a little bit from the past years, which was crazy growth. And our sales team was kind of looking at the ceiling, and looking, for those leads coming
The
down
golden
automatically,
nuggets to drop
the
from the
golden
sky.
nuggets, and suddenly they say, "Oh my God, where are the leads? What's happening? Why the projects automatically are not coming up?" Because we need to build these relationships, and the ones in the industry that get to connect, not only at a professional level, but also at an emotional level, a trust level. We need these people trust in us. We're part of their teams in a way. We're an extension of everything that they offer to our clients. And if we do that correctly, then we're nurturing. We get all of their business, because that's what relationships do. Relationships that trust you.
You, in the past year, you were sharing with me, and if you're game, I'd love to share here over the next few minutes. You've been, I don't want to say experimenting, you've been going down a new path to forge
Right.
relationships. Do you mind sharing with us what you've been doing?
Sure. So we decided, how we question ourselves, how we can make that connection, how we can send something to a person that is not something electronically, that is not a branded piece of us, and it's advertising. But when that person receives, that delivery, is going to connect with us in a much higher level. So we started, sending. This was a year ago, a bonsai to some of our specifiers, and the box said, thank you for everything that you've done for us. You've been taking care of us, and I'm pretty sure you will take care of this bonsai, and this is our gift to you. So that was a disrupting message, had nothing Maxicon branded, but it was a beautiful bonsai, and a lot of people still have that bonsai in their office. With that, we started doing, some other pieces. I don't know if we have time to share
Yeah, show
some of
me.
those.
Let's do it.
So we did,
I love the bonsai idea, by the way. I know Rebecca's here. She's watching, listening. We're taking notes. Like, that's a
Yeah.
really good idea.
So we did a clock. We set a clock, in a beautiful box, that, like this. Again, as you can see, there's
Oh,
nothing.
so it's a custom designed box.
It's a custom design box, and the scripture says, in the beginning, it says that there's only one thing from that is very precious, is our time, and we said, and that's how we want to spend it.
That's who we spend it on.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
that's
this,
good. That's good, Andres. That's good.
yeah.
What was
This
the
is
response when people get that?
it's high. It's very, 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 very high. When you see those specifiers calling their client, their salesperson, that they have a relationship, thanking us for it. Very thoughtful, and it's a good connection. This is what we
Is
want.
where, out of curiosity, I'm going to get a little tactical here. Where in the relationship, when in the relationship are you gifting? Is it where you're trying to earn the right to have a meeting to earn their relationship? Or is it you're already in a relationship, you're already conducting business, and you're giving this to them as a thank you? Or is it all of the above?
From the time that we present, we always come with a gift, always, even if we don't know that specifier. And then, depending on the level of business that we do with that specifier, we do X amount of deliveries throughout the year. So we tend to care, obviously, for our most important specifiers, and we do pieces, like this type of sculpture,
That's gorgeous.
which
What is that?
this is an artist, an artist here in Miami, and they make beautiful pieces. Some of them are exclusive to us. Some of them, are production pieces. But like I said, we're not here to talk about Maxicon. We just want to give them something meaningful and something beautiful that they might actually put them in their desk, and then hopefully they'll make that connection daily with us every time they see that particular detail.
I love that. So you did again, back to tactical, you will sequence gifts or gifting to that same specifier over time. It's not one and done, but
No,
if you're in a relationship with them, they're going to be getting gifts.
they're going to be given gifts. They're going to be given experiences also. So we do what we call connect and launch and connect events under offices. We'll come, with a presentation with technology innovation, and we'll cater them, at their offices. We'll invite them to showrooms. We have, in it's not only gifting, but we want to do experiences that are also valuable to the whole team in their office. So we tailor, those experiences. Some of them, are just, restaurants, dinners, with a chef that is take us, through a journey with food and drinks, and we're just enjoying ourselves. Again, we try not to put our brand as the main thing in front of them. We just want to have the same as we do, with our friends and with our family. We just want to create memories. We want to create, connections, and that's we treat in the same way our partners.
So I talk often about this podcast not being a marketing podcast, but you are a marketer. So I now get to go there, and it's in a safe space for me to go there. So I have a question.
Sure.
We, as marketers at One Firefly, often are talking to business owners across our industry, right? In this vertical, this niche. And we are often trying to teach and educate business owners that they should justify some allocation of funding to branding and marketing, ongoing branding and marketing of the business. And I don't think it'll surprise you, because you and I know a lot of the same people across the country. Many business owners in this space allocate little to none funding, time, money, or energy into marketing. Some do, and I would challenge in most cases, those are the leaders in their markets. How do you think with your partners about how much money, and I don't need a dollar amount, but I just more frameworks, how you think about it, of your willingness to invest funds because you're an owner. So that money, if it wasn't going into marketing, could flow to the bottom line and would be a distribution or it could be profit to you. But you choose to invest some amount of money. And you just showed me a bunch of things that probably are not inexpensive, custom packaging, custom, selections of artwork, and you're gifting that. How do you think about why you're allocating funding for this and how much funding do you allocate? Whether it's not that single tactic, but across all of the different marketing activities you invest in.
I would say that a healthy percentage will be at a minimum of 3% to 5% is what we should be investing. Probably a lot of us are investing money, but they just don't know where is it going. A dinner, is a marketing expense, with a specifier.
Sure.
The gifting, the digital marketing, but 3 to 5% is, I believe, what it should be a healthy percentage, and I don't think we're spending enough in our industry to connect with clients.
Did you have to twist the arm of your business partners to gain that allocation?
Not much, good thing that that I'm in marketing and I'm a salesperson.
You sold it effectively in the office?
From the three of us, actually, I'm the most conservative person, in terms of investment, believe it or not.
Wow.
So I say, so I think, when I proposed, this year's budget, last year, I didn't have that many people saying no.
Wow. Interesting. How have you, and I'll just ask kind of a broader, like look over the last 5 years, 5 to 10 years, even if you will, has your willingness to invest in branding and marketing as a percentage, you defined 3 to 5% of revenue, has that changed over time, or has that been a number you've always been at?
No, it has, I think we probably did it 1% to 2% over 15, 16 years. And we started to allocate more percentage to marketing as we were able to focus and understand that we needed to spend it. It did change completely. And
Why?
this year,
Why and what has the impact been?
remember COVID times, like I said, a lot of the leads were very organic. When things are flying, from the sky, you don't think you need anything else. If you don't understand social media, if you don't understand email marketing, if you don't understand direct marketing, I'm having leads. Why would I change that? This is what works. We think, the universe is always, there to provide to us. And then, things change. The world changed continuously. The economics change continuously, and now we see each other as not as significant as we thought we were, to the universe of clients. And then you said, "Oh, I need people to know who I am, and what do I do?" So you start spending that money because you know that you needed to do it. I think most people don't know how to do it. I think most people don't have a marketing plan, and we didn't have a marketing plan for decades as well. I mean, we not even I didn't even have the time because obviously as a marketing, I'm also marketing, but I'm doing sales as well. So we hire an agency, not a digital agency, a traditional agency, to help us understand a communication strategy, to help us set up, an image, and to help us build a structure, calendar, marketing plan that can be effective and that can be influential into our clients. So that's one of the great things that I think we could learn is how to create a marketing plan, how to create, a calendar for those activities, either digital or offline, that we want to do, and to have somebody that can help you, execute those, because in our industry, we're always busy, and that's one of
There's
the
lots of
issues that we have.
excuses. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I just want to put into perspective, and without asking you Maxicon's numbers, I'm just, for the sake of the conversation, going to maybe illustrate an example. You described when you were a smaller business, a younger business, you'd spend around 1 to 2%. So let's pretend when you were $1 million in revenue and you allocated 1%. That, if I'm going to attempt to do math here on the spot. I think that's $10,000. Right? 10% would be 100,000. 1% would be $10,000. Right? So now and I'm going to jump because to make it a factor of 10, I'm going to say now if you were $10 million and you were investing 5%, it's $500,000.
Correct.
And so just everyone, if you think about this, which business has a higher probability of standing out and being memorable to customers, to architects, to designers, to prospects? It's the businesses that not only grow, but then continue to invest in that category. I mean, it's almost, Andres, like you have an unfair competitive advantage because you understand the role of branding and marketing in your business. And that, what do you perceive? I perceive that as relatively rare across your industry or the industry and even amongst your peers.
Well, first, we needed structure. This is where EOS comes into play. When you start having more discipline on what your role is in the company, and you start pulling hats out of your head, and you can start looking at things and spend time thinking, how do I do this better? Then you start realizing, okay, then I need to spend the money. Now I have somebody that can be on top of that spending, that can be evaluating that spending to see if we're really getting a return. Because that we were very scared. We've always been very scared, for example, of spending a lot of money in marketing without knowing who's going to measure the success of that. If we're used to, obviously, get most of our business through specifiers, and we just didn't know how, advertising is something and marketing is something completely different, right? One inspires, the other one needs to convert that inspiration into actual leads. So this is why, I think in our industry, trust in the one-on-one relationships. And we all identify that, and we wanted to find ways through marketing that can make those relationships stronger, more connected to us.
Out of curiosity and at a super high level, have you been able to put a KPI or a metric on the return on investment as a multiple of your gifting strategy?
Not yet. Not yet. But
is that something you're watching or paying attention to?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, the immediate attention is, I can tell you that from every 10 deliveries that we make, 7 will have actually 7 replies with a call, with an email, with a message of thanking us, for what we sent to them. So
wow.
there you have, a very quick KPI of the advertising part, the reaction part. Now
you're getting engagement.
We're getting engagement. We're definitely getting engagement, very high engagement out of that investment, but not yet an ROI where I can really measure, how much did I grow, the business by keeping connected with that particular specifier because of this particular plan. We only have 12 months of data.
The sales cycle of your projects has to be what, 2 to 3 years?
6 months. Yeah, it can be,
I mean, an overall project.
Yes, 2 to 3 years. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's then that just means I have to have you back on when you've got more data, so I can ask you what was your ROI on that investment.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, I got a couple more rapid fire topics here. that I want to dig into. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share on screen. So you actually were very kind to join me, yours truly, to go visit a robotics event at the University of Miami. We did
Yes.
this past spring. I just called you up and I said, dude, you got to come and check this out. And you're like, I'm there. What are we doing? And so maybe tell the audience, what was the first robotics event and what did you think of it?
When you told me that we were going to learn about a robotics competition, the only thing in my head was, we're going to see, robots fighting with each other. I thought, that this was actually what we were going to see. And, I didn't know the people who were behind this. Um, this this experience was very impactful. Everything that we have, which is passion, we do because we love it, is what you found in this particular niche of kids. These kids, were absolutely smart and passionate and so key in some details, every detail, and I mean everything, and it was fun. Also, they have the fun part, so for me, it was incredible. If we can only find a way to bring these kids in our industry, they fit perfectly the profile that we're looking for: smart, technical, fun, and passionate. uh, I think we'll do great. And I think, this group of people have also some very beautiful values as well. It's a very healthy environment. Community, it's a community, which I think is something that we like.
I agree. I've personally been a part of the first organization since 2013. Some listeners and folks tuned in may remember at CEDIA 2012, the founder of First, one of America's greatest living inventors, a modern day Albert Einstein, or Thomas Edison, if you will, Dean Kamen, he came to CEDIA and spoke. And when he spoke, I acted and I became a mentor for teams. I don't mentor today, but I do financially support the events here in South Florida. And my vision, which again, I appreciate you joining me, Andres, just for that trip, was to try to connect the CEDIA community in some form or fashion with this first community to ultimately find a pathway for some of these kids, whether the kids that go to college then find our industry or the kids that don't go to college. I personally believe college isn't for every kid. Some kids are wonderfully talented and just college isn't the next right move for them. And I'm trying to invent and maneuver. I'm working with CEDIA and now the CEDIA Foundation to try to find that avenue of an entry point to gain, to have the CEDIA space and everyone listening be exposed to these kids in first and vice versa, so that we can see if there's maybe an opportunity to bring them in and become part of the workforce.
If there's somebody that can do it, it's you.
Well,
Absolutely.
I appreciate that vote of faith. It's I'm big into doing hard things. This is one of the harder things I'm taking on. So it's we have our hands full, but why not us? Why not us?
I agree.
All right, I want to pivot now. I mentioned some rapid fire topics. I'm mindful of your time and the audience's time. Talk to me. I asked you before we got going, I said, just what's one of the hottest technologies that has you super jazzed? And you echoed a theme that I've heard from certainly many others over the past couple of years, and that is digital lighting. Talk to me about the role of digital lighting. What role is it playing in Maxicon today and your business today, and how do you see it playing out in the years ahead?
In our industry, specifically with our partners, with interior designers, architects, general contractors, you need to be providing something that it's that it's unique to them. And that it's going to have an impact on clients. We are in a position where we're holding a technology that it's affecting how people feel at home, because lighting is it's it's not something that you necessarily touch, but you feel it. And when you can transition, the color, the color render of a fixture inside a property, when you can bring real natural light into a property, we're really affecting clients. And the fact that we're holding that technology, that we're the one of the few that can implement it, makes us very influential in the industry itself, in the building industry itself. So digital lighting, it's something that we talk about, that we educate our specifiers, that everybody that we present to them as an education courses, they love it and they're interested, and they little by little understand that this is actually the way they should be building and designing, so they can also talk about human-centric lighting, and for the general contractor, about efficiencies and how to wire, a property. I think is in our moment right now, it's one of the highest expansion solutions that we have in our industry, for sure.
Has it changed the way that you're able to make entry into interior designers' offices or architects' offices? Is the topic of digital light better than the other topics in your portfolio?
No specifier wants to talk about speakers. No specifier wants to talk about TVs. It's a very boring topic. But lighting is something that affects them completely. And specifically here in Miami, since everything is very minimalistic, so anything that you do that is going to change, the environment of that they're building, it's important. They don't think they don't think about it, and now they're thinking about it. The more we advance, there's medical properties, there's mood properties. So technology is really finally bringing a very impactful medical mood and experience that I think nothing actually provided it before.
That's all. Do you see it as a percentage of your business continuing to grow in the years ahead?
Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. It's a process, because when we were separating lighting controls and fixtures, and now we need to start providing packages where the lighting system is the fixture itself.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Because the system architecture is different than the old days of centralized panels and centralized or localized. It's totally
Right.
different system topology now.
Right. But it's
Which
the
means
best
the
conversation
architects
we
and
can have.
designers and builders, they need help. They need training and coaching, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, they need our services. They need
need
our
you, yeah.
engineering and design services.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, last topic. We're going to close on this. Elderly care. This is something that's near and dear to your heart. You guys are expanding in this direction as well. What are you doing?
Yes. My mother passed away 3 years ago, or at this, then she had cancer. She was this was COVID times. She was living by herself. We tend to have very little contact with her. My mother, like any Jewish mother, if you ask her, how you doing, she's doing amazing, she's doing great, but I didn't know really what was happening. So I started putting together, using a Control4 controller, some motion sensors, and some parameters to notify me if my mother left the house after certain hours, if she didn't went down, to the kitchen, if she didn't open the fridge. I started, monitoring her activities. And one day I received a notification. She's actually, it's 3 a.m. and she opened the door.
The front door?
The front door, and she was not responding to the phone. I went to her house and found her outside, thinking that it was data, but she didn't know what to do. She was kind of frozen. Cancer already went through her brain. We didn't know it was actually growing. I stopped working completely. dedicated, the last, it was the last 3 months of her life. I brought it to my house, took care of it, and I said, you know this is something that helped me. Unfortunately, if I had other technologies that could have actually helped me understand better what she was doing, that maybe there was a way to monitor her cognitive situation. And then another family member, his father, who was diabetic, had an attack, and he lived by himself. Nobody was at home. He was there in the floor for probably about 14 hours, and was not able to reach anything, because he did had a very, very hard fall in the floor, and they found him too late. They took him to the hospital, but he wasn't able to recover. So then we started, okay, how can we find technology that could have actually detected that fall, without maybe having a phone instantly. So we've been integrating. We've been using our integration knowledge and openness, of bringing things from different vendors, which I think that the medical industry doesn't understand that, for example, into providing solutions that can help deter or notify when certain things are happening that are out of the normal situations. And we're doing it with activity monitoring. We're doing it with fall detection. Another company, another friend of the industry, Kyle, is doing also some beautiful work in determining how the person socially is evolving. There's a lot of solutions that I think we can provide to that segment of our population that really need it, and that it serves an amazing purpose. And I hope that we found that niche. We are really very, very starting into and learning this industry, but of course with the same DNA of that we have with technology, that we had at 14 years. We wanted to build something out of nothing, and this is what we're doing.
I love it. Are you doing that under the Maxicon brand?
No, we found our company called GrandPass, and you can find more information in mygrandpass.com. It's a separate entity, with using, obviously, our integration infrastructure, but a complete different management team.
Okay. We'll
Sales and
make sure to
management
put the
team.
link to that business, that website. We'll put that down in the notes when we make this post. We'll also put it on the show landing page. Andres, we're going to wrap it there, my friend. It's been awesome having you on the show. I want to just thank you so much for taking the time. I've just enjoyed, number one, watching you guys grow your business and really position and strengthen and fortify your role as leaders in our industry. So thank you for all that hard work and your willingness to, in a continual open way, always share. I think people, it's very endearing to see you guys share and give of yourself so much. And clearly you're on the receiving end just with success. So, man, congratulations.
Thank you for this opportunity, Ron, and to your audience. If we can help in any problem, I guess you'll share our contact information. You can connect with me, and
Well, I'm going to
any
ask
problem
you,
you
I'll
can.
put you on the spot. What's the best way you want handled? Where do we want to send people to get in touch with you or learn more about Maxicon?
You can go to our website if you want to learn about our company. You can call our main number, and then ask to reroute the call to me directly, or you can
For the
email me.
listeners, what do you mind reading out that number?
305-479-2679. And my email address, if you want to write me directly, I'll be glad to take your questions and connect with you.
And that email is a.klein, Klein, at Maxicon USA. That's Maxicon USA.com. And do you want us to put the Instagram handle out there?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. So if you want to check out Maxicon on Instagram, it's instagram.com/Maxicon USA. There you have it, Andres. Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Automation Unplugged.
Thank you very much, Ron.